This is Feed Your Mind. And so in today's video, we're going to discuss if life is a simulated Earth program or not. And so there's arguments that could suggest that life is a simulated reality, things that a lot of people have experienced. But there's other explanations as well. So we're going to cover both and several options. But basically, yeah, so people have been experiencing weird things. Like they'll think of something and then they'll see it play out in real life. Or they'll just say something and then at that same time they'll see something in the real world. It's like things are playing out just, and it is strange, and bizarre, because it's just like, what's the chance of this, especially when it's repeated? So there's several things like 11:11 a lot of people have experienced, and it seems like a sign or something trying to wake us up, saying, hey, snap out of it. This is here's your clue. Because once you start seeing it, you'll start seeing it everywhere, and sometimes multiple times a day in various places, not just a clock. And it just becomes almost unexplainable and definitely beyond coincidental. And so there's things like the Mandela effect, where people are saying there's actual changes going on. A lot of people remember something completely different, but it won't just be one thing. It'll be several things. And they'll be so sure that it was different before, and they'll think, did reality just change? And so I've actually understood that this concept isn't just limited to simulated reality, though, because things like multiple realities, and just kind of like how the Marvel's exploring with the multiverse. I mean, that's a concept that's been around for a while, where people are actually, there's actually hypotheses about if we're living in multiple realities all at once, and decisions that we make might branch off. And, that's like, that all goes kind of back to the simulated reality, but that's not the only explanation, with reality. And so there's also things like strange coincidences, like we covered, and there's much more. I mean, there's a lot of strange stuff going on, and people can't explain it, but for me, I think it's more, it's definitely something going on with that stuff, because I experienced a lot of that stuff too, especially the 11:11 and the strange coincidences. Like, you talk about something and see it in real life or something, I see that stuff all the time, but I'm not too surprised about it anymore, because I understand that reality is not like exactly what we thought it was. You see, I've actually came to the conclusion where I've kind of had this explanation about if we're possibly living like in something like a realm where it'd be kind of like the mind of God, where we're contained within this reality realm that might not just be it might not be as physical as we think it is. Like, everything just seems physical, but just like in a dream, everything's physical. So when you're dreaming, strange stuff happens all the time in your dreams. And like, I see stuff like that actually happening in the real world. Like, even with little things like running into people randomly, that means like you cross paths at the exact same time, and there's somebody that, or somebody that you haven't seen in a while. And it's like, just the chances. Sometimes even little things like that kind of shows us like the magic, for lack of a better word, of this reality, where it's like just these strange coincidences, like everything lined up just so you could cross paths at this exact same time. And it's like, oh, hey, so-and-so, how you been? You just see somebody you haven't, it's like weird stuff. And it's like, yeah, to me, it's just like, that's stuff like that happens in dreams all the time, so that's why I'm saying, like, for me, it's not just simulated reality. I'm thinking more of like a spiritual reality, where life, like, now I don't know how literal you want to take as far as living in the mind of God, or if this is a thought of God, like, because the Bible even says man is made in the image of God. So it's like, another word for image is imagination. So what if you read that like man is in the imagination of God, or that's just kind of a brainstorm I've kind of come across before. So basically, yes, to me, I like the dream world. It's like more of a spiritual world thing, the concept. That's just me, but I mean, if you want to say it's more of a simulated world, I mean, I guess, I mean, to each their own, but I mean, there's some similarities, and then it's like if life's a program, it does seem like this. Well, it does kind of seem like maybe we're living in some type of reality show or something. Because it's like when in the movies, The Matrix and the Free Guy, it's like, well, in the Free Guy, he wakes up and realizes that he's in a simulation, that he's just part of a program, and then that goes into NPCs and all types of stuff, that discussion. And then with The Matrix, it's a similar thing where he wakes up and realizes he's in a simulated reality. It's not a real world, and it's a program. So yeah, I mean, there's similarities with that, I believe, with the real world, whether it's a simulation or not, because it does seem kind of like we're in a program. We're contained in this circle Earth area that's designed for us to, well, it looks like just to live our lives. But it looks like at a time in the past, well, people have different explanations for this, but as far as the Tower of Babel is concerned, it's like, yeah, people wanted to know where they were, and they were looking for the answers, and they weren't going to stop until they got them. So this world's kind of, the circle Earth is kind of set up like that, where if you explore, well, if you believe you live on a globe ball, then it's like there is no end to it. It just goes in a circle, and you'll never really explore or think to explore this Earth. But with a flat Earth theory, you can see there's actually places that you can go to explore it and find answers, and that's like Antarctica and the North Pole. So basically, with Antarctica, is like, well, and also up. So, but with Antarctica is like the edge, it's like the outer end of, it's like the border, almost like in a video game. There's an end to it. You can't just explore forever. It comes to an end where you're gonna just keep walking into the wall, and then you won't be going anywhere. So could Antarctica be kind of like that, where you get there and you're not really gonna go nowhere? You turn around and you realize you didn't go anywhere. You didn't travel anywhere, and it's just like the end of the Earth. It's like there's nothing else to see beyond that. Well, that's one theory, and that would be like the contained theory with the firmament, where everybody's contained within this place. And I think even people like Elon Musk are starting to realize that, because Elon Musk has came out in support of the simulation reality, and I find that interesting because he's a space guy, so maybe he realizes that all that space stuff is all a show, and it's a firmament barrier. I heard a lot of people starting to realize that nobody's left the atmosphere of Earth. They call it the orbit, but whatever you want to call it, nobody's left. There's evidence that nobody's left Earth's orbit, or if you want to call it the atmosphere, nobody's left it. So it doesn't seem like the sky is what we thought it was, So some might have even gone as far as question if the sky is like a display screen or something, or if it's designed to almost have the appearance of outer space. But if space isn't a thing, and if Earth is actually a program, and then we realize that there's a firmament, and if once people realize that, if the world realizes that, what are people going to do? Are they going to become like the Tower of Babel again and start to just, just focus on that now, instead of living a normal life and behaving as normally as this Earth looks like it's designed? It wants us to just live here and behave normal. It's like made for us to just enjoy it and live here on Earth. But if people realize there's a firmament, would everybody start becoming like the Tower of Babel and trying to seek the answers and find what's out there and find proof of the firmament, and then it's like, what would civilization become then? Would everybody become obsessed with that? Well, that's fine, because people are drawn to the truth. People want to know the truth and know about what we are. And it seems like so many things they don't want us to know these things. Like, people are just in control here to just stop us. Like the Matrix program, that one guy that just was always trying to stop Neo. It's kind of like, it feels like people just don't want, there's people and controllers and gatekeepers. They're literal gatekeepers. They don't want us to discover the evidence of the firmament or anything like that. So why not? Well, because if we do, then we can finally move past that. Once people find and verify the firmament or the flat Earth and verify it, it's like that changes everything at that moment, because at that point you realize that you can start to realize what we are and awake. You could become truly awakened. The whole earth would become truly awakened once you realize this place was nothing like what they told us. And I think that's when people start to question, like, if this is a simulated reality or not. But it's like, like I said in this video, I'm thinking more of like a spiritual realm, like physical reality. I don't know if it's as limited as to what we think it is. Like I said, it's kind of like a dream. I feel like, and like in a dream, there's real stuff in that dream. It's like a physical world, but this place would be a place that's was put here by the creator. So this place would be even more realistic than a dream, because it would be something created by the creator. So we're living in this place that was formed by the creator, and I believe with the energy of spiritual matter, the matter being concentrated into physical energy, physical things that we can interact with. And this place is, it goes on whether we're here or not, this earth realm. So like I said, I'm leaning more towards the realm, dream type, physical world, where it's just like, I don't believe it's quite a simulated computer program. I mean, you could let me know in the comment section, like, what are you guys thinking? Is it more of a simulated reality, or is it just a plain physical world, or is it something kind of in between, like a type of a realm? And when you get into the discussions about realm, it's more like it's almost like you can say like a dream realm type physical world, all in one. So and the humans, we're walking around in our avatar physical earth bodies, and we're really actually what's contained within us could be much more powerful than what they've been wanting us to know. So I don't know, like I said, this could be some type of, like, it almost feels like a reality show at times. And it's like, are they observing us and just studying us? Do they want to see? So that's where it's like, is life some type of program? I mean, I can kind of get down with that concept, as far as Earth being some sort of a program, possibly, where they're just kind of observing our choices and decisions and stuff like that. Whereas God and his the heavenly people, the heavenly entities are kind of just watching what we're doing and stuff. But there's probably much more to it than that. I mean, it's like, it goes deeper than just that. That's just surface level stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking more like this place is definitely designed for us to live in. And I don't know if we do ever get to the point where we verify 100% sure, where the world realizes that this place is not a globe flying through space, that would unlock our minds to start understanding more about us and our place here. Once we come to that conclusion, it's not like we're going to be like seeking out the edges forever. Like with the Tower of Babel, it's like, okay, if they made it to the top and realized that that's a hard barrier up there, or if we made it to the edges of the earth and realized that's a hard barrier, we're not going to be seeking forever, trying to bust through it, especially if we realize you can't get through it, and then, but then it's not a waste of time, because then we can start to expand on top of that information of knowing what we know now. And then we become more of a powerful group of people once we realize what this place is for sure, without all the gatekeepers trying to keep us from that information. So let me know your thoughts about whether we live in a simulated reality or not, or if this is an Earth program, or if this is a physical world, or if this is a combination of both, which would be kind of like a realm, kind of like a spiritual realm type / physical, all in one. But anyways, that's my take on this discussion. It's a pretty complex discussion, but look, if you want to check out my breakdowns of like the Matrix and the Free Guy and the 11/11 and Mandela Effect and stuff like that, I have a playlist called About Reality. I'll leave in the comment section and the description box, so you can check out much more information where I break down all those subjects plus much more. I'll also leave a link to my other channel, my Feed Your Mind 3 channel. I'm over there all the time with new videos talking about other stuff that I don't cover on this channel. I'll also leave links to my social media. Plus, if you'd like to leave me a buck, just kind of like leaving your waiter $1 or something, you know, at a restaurant. It's just to help keep things going here at Feed Your Mind. And your help, being listener support, it helps keep this channel going because they try to silence these videos. So your support really helps, and I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Feed Your Mind signing off.